So I want you to picture something for me. You're looking down at a satellite map of Africa at night.
Right.
And what you see is just these sprawling, vast areas of pitch black.
Utter darkness.
Yeah, exactly. Utter darkness, but punctuated by these really tight, concentrated clusters of bright lights.
The cities.
The cities, yeah. And for an entire century, economists have basically spoon-fed us this one simple, unbreakable rule about those lights.
That good central governments create wealth and bad ones create poverty.
Right. We're told it's all about the national laws. But what if you zoom in on just one single homogeneous tribe?
Same ancient culture.
Same culture, same farming habits, literally the exact same dirt.
Right.
But they happen to be split right down the middle by this invisible national border.
This is where the whole thing falls apart.
Exactly. Today on The Deep Dive, we are digging into this monumental, highly disruptive working paper. It's from the National Bureau of Economic Research.
Yeah, NBER.
Right. And we are putting the absolute fundamental assumption of modern economics to the test. And spoiler alert, it is going to slap everything you thought you knew right in the face.
Oh, it completely demolishes the textbook theories. I mean, the traditional view of economics, it's like a rigged casino.
How so?
Well, we're told that the rules, the national institutions, property rights, courts guarantee the payout.
Prosperity, right.
Yeah, if you write good laws, good money follows.
Exactly. But this paper by Stelios Michalopoulos and Elias Papaioannou, they actually looked under the tables.
And what did they find?
They found that out in the rural interior, away from the capital cities, those shiny national laws, they evaporate completely.
Did vanish.
Totally vanish.
Okay, so let's start with the big question. Slide 1, basically. Does geography or, genetics doom a continent?
It's the ultimate debate.
Because you look at the map. Same physical environment, the dirt is identical, the climate is the same, the people share the same ancestors.
But you step across this invisible chalk line, and on one side, people are prospering, and on the other, they are starving.
It breaks all the rules of logic.
It makes absolutely zero sense. If the environment is identical, the outcome has to be identical, right?
You'd think so, but it's not about genetics, and it's not just about the dirt. So what is it? The secret code of human operation is literally hiding on those boundary lines. You take a perfectly homogeneous environment, cross it with a modern border, and you get these wild disparities.
Which brings us to the guys who actually did the heavy lifting here.
Right. Michalopoulos at Brown University and Papaioannou at London Business School.
I mean, we're basically putting the fate of entire nations under a microscope today.
We really are. And what I love about these scholars is they bypassed all the dusty academic theories.
They went straight for the raw data.
Straight to the bleeding edge. They used this massive Afrobarometer survey data.
It's huge, right?
Massive. They set up 507 specific observation points.
507.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across the entire continent. And they are just brutally interrogating these numbers.
To ask the century's biggest question.
Are national institutions truly the root of prosperity?
Because we have been thoroughly brainwashed. I mean, totally conditioned to believe that protecting property rights is the only golden key to wealth.
It's the golden rule of new institutional economics.
Right. Bad institutions are the scapegoat for literally everything.
Oh, your country is poor. Must be corrupt courts.
Must be weak property rights. It's just a neat, tidy equation. But what if that is a massive lie?
Well, academia has relied on these cross-country comparisons for decades.
Comparing, like, Switzerland to Chad.
Exactly. And they put a giant question mark right through that logic. Because you are completely ignoring human culture.
And historical tradition.
Right. You can't just ignore all of that and blame the laws.
So to fix this, to get a real test, we have to talk about the politicians who accidentally built the perfect laboratory.
The Berlin Conference.
1884. I mean, this is dark. We were talking about guys in suits using plastic rulers to decide the life and death of tens of millions of people.
It's nauseating.
It's like a blindfolded man throwing darts at a map to assign your family's destiny.
And they were totally ignorant of the interior.
They'd never even been there.
Most of them, no. They just took chalk and straight edges. Look at the map today. 80% of African borders are perfectly straight lines.
Perfectly straight.
Or just simple geometric curves. And in doing that, they forcibly ripped 220 ethnic groups right in half.
That is insane. You take an ancient, cohesive community.
And you just slice them down the middle.
Half of your family is shoved into a French legal system, the other half into a British one.
Overnight. It is the most absurd, massive human experiment in history.
So fast forward to today, you have identical people living under completely different sovereign governments.
Exactly. One side might be highly corrupt, the other side stable.
It's the perfect test for the laws.
It is.
Okay, but I have a major bone to pick here. How do you measure this?
The data void.
Yes. You can't trust GDP numbers from the absolute wilderness.
Oh, governments lie all the time.
Constantly. They inflate the numbers for international aid. Data just vanishes. So who is actually prospering?
Well, we don't look at the spreadsheets. We leave Earth.
Space satellites.
We use space satellites. They measured nightlight density per square kilometer.
The nightlights.
42,710 individual pixels of data.
Just digitizing the wilderness. But wait, is a light bulb really a scientifically valid measure of wealth?
It is 99% correlated.
99%.
Yes, correlated with clean water, education, real wealth. Because think about it. To have light, you need a grid or a generator.
And you need fuel for the generator.
And paved roads to transport the fuel. Lights do not lie. Governments can fake a spreadsheet, but they cannot fake a satellite image.
Wow. Okay, so let's look at the lights. Do good institutions create heaven? Let's test it.
Let's look at the Ambo tribe.
All right, they're split right down the middle between Angola in the north and Namibia in the south.
Now, Namibia has fantastic rule of law. Stable.
And Angola.
Severely lacking. Decades of issues. So you look from space, the Namibia side is shining bright. 0.162 luminosity.
And the Angola side.
Pitch dark. 0.0504.
Okay, well, doesn't that just prove the textbook right? Good laws equal bright lights.
Do not be fooled.
Wait, what?
It is a massive illusion.
How is that an illusion? The numbers are right there.
Because if you stop there, you're cherry picking. Prepare to have your mind blown.
Okay, I'm ready.
We need to look at the cases where the rule of law is terrible, but the lights are blazing.
Why would the worst countries shine the brightest?
Let's look at the Ani tribe.
Split between Ghana and Ivory Coast,
Well,
right?
right. Ghana has high rule of law, very stable. Ivory Coast has low rule of law, corrupt.
So Ghana should be lit up like a Christmas tree.
But the corrupt Ivory Coast side, it is 60% lit up.
60%.
The law-abiding Ghana side, only 30%.
Wait, really? It's literally reversed.
Totally reversed. Now look at the Kalandi tribe. Zambia versus Congo.
Oh boy. Congo is famously unstable.
But the corrupt Congo side is booming.
That is a slap in the face to every economics textbook ever written.
It breaks all the rules. The side with worse laws is experiencing higher prosperity.
How is this mathematically possible? I mean, looking at cross-country data is starting to feel like a complete scam.
It is a scam. It's like judging a book by a blurry cover.
Explain that, because the macro charts always show a rising line, right?
Yeah, the scatter plots say 1 point higher in rule of law adds 0.70 light points.
Sounds perfect on paper.
But it's a statistical mirage. It is the absolute illusion of omitted variables.
Omitted variables.
Right. If you don't subdivide by blood and tribe, fake data totally blinds you. Because when you compare Ghana to Congo, you're comparing different climates, different resources.
Different histories.
Exactly. You aren't measuring the law. You are measuring the noise of the earth.
So how do we fix the broken math? We have to isolate the variables.
We use the ultimate weapon.
The ethnic filter.
The ethnic filter. We compare people only within their exact same ethnic territory.
So you basically draw a tight box around just the divided tribe.
Yes. And suddenly, you eliminate all geographical and historical genetic noise.
Same soil, same ancestors.
Exact same traditional habits. Literally just a different flag waving above them.
Okay, so when you apply this filter, when you erase all the cultural differences, what happens to the data?
The bottom falls out.
What do you mean?
It's a total crash. National laws leave absolutely no trace.
None.
Zero. The prosperity effect vanishes completely.
Hold on. You're telling me the laws do nothing?
The rule of law coefficient plummets from 0.11 down to 0.025.
Which is basically zero.
Statistically, yes. Corruption control drops to 0.037.
That is a flat line.
A complete flat line. National institutions mean absolutely nothing.
That is incredible. Real development is decided by geography and ancient culture, not the central government.
Exactly.
But wait, since the property laws are totally different on each side of the border, why do both sides look exactly identical from space?
It's the boundary test.
It's like two competing restaurants with different menus serving the exact same dish.
That's a great way to put it. They zoomed right in on the border. within 25 kilometers.
Right on the bleeding edge.
If the laws mattered, you'd see a cliff.
Yeah, it should just drop off on the corrupt side.
But the data shows a perfectly smooth connection. Absolutely no jumps.
No jumps at all.
None. Despite wildly different central laws, local prosperity shows absolutely zero difference.
Okay, I have to test the absolute extremes here. What about squeaky clean Botswana versus highly corrupt Zimbabwe?
Good question.
Surely there is a massive difference there. What happens when the gap is impossibly huge?
They tested that. They took the top 25% most extreme institutional gaps in the world.
And ran the boundary test again?
Ran it again. And the coefficient is still zero.
Still zero.
It totally shatters the fantasy that central property rights guarantee local wealth.
But wait, the data is a bit of a mess, isn't it?
It is heterogeneous.
Right, because 60% show this flat line, but 20% show normal results where the good laws work.
And 17% are entirely reversed, like the Anya.
So why? What is the invisible hand here? Some follow the rules, some break them entirely.
This insignificant zero-effect data is actually blocking our understanding. We have to unearth the secret of spatial decay.
Spatial decay.
Yes. A nation's power does not last forever. It physically dies over distance.
Oh, this is the dust of history.
Yeah.
Like a colonizer's laziness 100 years ago determines who lives and dies today.
Exactly.
It's like trying to water a giant garden with a broken 3-foot hose. The stuff by the spigot is fine, but the rest is totally dead.
Look at the map of African capitals. Where are they?
They're all hugging the coast.
Almost all of them. Why? Because Europeans built them to extract wealth and load it onto ships.
They weren't building capitals to govern. They were building ports.
Precisely. They were lazy. And because of that history, modern rule of law cannot pierce the vast, dark inland.
Because the infrastructure isn't there to project the power inward.
Right.
Okay, this quote from your notes is chilling. It destroys the illusion of the modern map.
From the Central African Republic official.
Yes. The state does not exist 12 kilometers outside the capital.
12 kilometers.
The sovereign state's actual control is shorter than a subway line.
It's a brutal truth. Look at the red ruler extending out from the capital in the data.
It just stops.
It stops almost immediately. The remote areas are not run by presidents.
They're ruled by chiefs.
Yes. It's the physical law of power decay.
Empty laws in the capital, totally lawless in the wild. It's exactly like a Wi-Fi signal, isn't it?
That's a perfect analogy.
If you're standing next to the router in the capital city, you have 5 bars. You have contracts, police, property rights.
But walk too far away.
You are totally disconnected.
The line chart plummets perfectly. The data proves that laws only matter when you are breathing the capital's air.
And as you move away,
The explanatory power of the law drops in a brutal monotonic plunge to absolute zero.
a monotonic plunge, it just crashes.
Crashes to nothing.
So heaven is high and the emperor is far away.
The real frontier order.
But this raises a huge question. Who do you call when you are robbed in the absolute wilderness?
Right, there's no 911 out there.
The state police aren't coming. So who is keeping the peace?
We have the 20,000-person survey data.
Yeah, what does it say?
As distance from the capital grows, trust in state police crashes.
And what goes up?
Traditional identity. Residents violently reject the state and pledge loyalty to the traditional tribe.
Because the emperor is simply too far away.
Exactly.
But nature hates a vacuum. If the state isn't there, why hasn't the wilderness fallen into apocalyptic chaos?
Because a dual system keeps the balance.
A dual system.
Central modern law exists in the shiny coastal city. But in the inland villages, customary law and pre-colonial political heritage are the ultimate authorities.
So it's 2 completely different worlds sharing one map.
Yes. The village chief resolves the dispute, not the distant federal judge.
This means we have wildly overestimated states and totally underestimated traditions.
Oh, massively.
Trillions of dollars in international aid are literally flushed down the drain every single year. We are throwing money at a ghost.
Look at the money flow. Massive funds pour into central governments to write perfect property laws.
But without the Wi-Fi signal.
Without the physical infrastructure to broadcast that power to the borders, the money hits a red X.
It's completely useless empty talk.
Entirely.
Okay, as we wrap up, we have to talk about for whom the bell tolls.
Right.
Because you might be listening to this thinking you are totally safe. You might think this is just a story about Africa.
But it's not.
No. Look closer.
Look at the gang-run slums of Latin America.
Exactly. Look at the forgotten, decaying rust belts of the developed world.
When the central rule of law fails to eliminate the absolute edges of society,
Local tribes, gangs, and bosses step into the dark.
it's the exact same power vacuum.
Are we arrogantly repeating this exact same cycle in our own backyards?
That is the chilling question.
Is your own city just 12 kilometers away from losing control? Something for you to deeply consider next time you look at a map. Keep your eyes open, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.